so since it's the holiday season, I thought we'd give a little gift to our opponents, and we're going to be picking the worst card out of every pack in Cube and trying to build a functional deck out of it. This will also be a chance for like the unsung heroes of Cube to make their stand. So looking at this pack here, we have some really nice choices if we were doing this normally. Chandra I've been very impressed with, Vivian's very good, 2 of the best 5-mana planeswalkers. Bolas Citadel you can make a broken deck with. Probably the worst card in the pack is something like Kazel's Fury, probably actually Reconnaissance Mission. Reconnaissance Mission is pretty bad as far as Cube goes, and in a normal draft it's fine, but Cube is on a different level. So here, I think if I was picking a regular draft, I'd probably take like Bolas Citadel, try to draft around that, but we're going to take the worst card in the pack, which I believe is Reconnaissance Mission. So this is going to be interesting. You know, we'll see if we actually end up with a functional deck here. It's more of a meme. This is sort of probably going to be my last Arena Cube draft, so I figured I might as well go out with a joke here. So looking at this pack, Rotting Registrar I've been very impressed with in this cube. It's just like there's good removal in the cube, but if you just play it on like turn 2, turn 3, a lot of times your opponent just can't answer before it. Like either they have to chump it like 3 times and they basically lose to it, or it just literally kills them. But for our purposes, Underworld Ragehound is a very bad card, cube-wise, and anything, I guess Pride of Conquerors is only good in a very specific sort of deck. I think we're going to take Sacred Cat's actually okay. And Fanatical Firebrand I think is actually very good. I think the worst card is probably Ragehound, so we're going to snatch up the Ragehound. So already in 2 colors, so we're going to see if we end up with anything close to a functional deck in terms of mana. It's probably going to be a little bit wild. We might have to take some dual lands if there's just nothing bad left in the pack. We might snatch up some dual lands just so our deck can kind of function. But here, Arrestor Zeal is pretty bad. Witch's Cauldron isn't the best. There are some archetypes where it's good, like in red-black, but it's just on the whole is a pretty bad card, and yeah, I don't think anything really compares with Arrestor Zeal. So each pick we've had here is out a card in a different color. Here, Sigiled Sword of Valoron is pretty bad. I mean, it's not terrible bad, but again, this is Cube. Double Vision is pretty specific. I don't know if it's actually bad as much as it is specific. I suppose that's something we need to consider, is just because a card is specific doesn't make it bad. I do think Double Vision is pretty powerful in the right deck. Bone Crusher is one of the best cards in the whole cube. Would be really happy if we picked Chandra first and got this. That deck would have been sick, but that's not the life we're living. Shepherd of the Flock is also kind of bad. I think Sigiled Sword is worse than Shepherd, potentially. So we're going to take the Sigiled Sword. I think the worst card's probably like Lotus Field. Outside of there's not much ways to abuse it in this cube. There's not many ways to untap lands. And if you're just playing it fairly, it's pretty bad. Otherwise, Body Double isn't super great. Deem Worthy is pretty meh. There's actually some good bad picks here. Omniseas, I don't think it's a bad card, but I've been pretty unimpressed with it. I think we take the Lotus Field, which has the additional upside of kind of being fixing for us, sort of, I guess, even though it's going to blow up 2 of our other lands, but it is technically can help us get to a color of mana that we don't already have. But here, Umara Wizard is one of the worst. In general, these dual lands are actually pretty good, these things that are lands and spells. It's hard to ever go wrong with that, but as far as they go, Umara Wizard's one of the worst of them. Besides that, Archfiend's Vessel is kind of weak. It's pretty powerful in the right deck, but a little bit weak. Sunwing is good in an aggressive deck, and I think we take the Wizard here. I think that's the worst card. So our deck is predictably not really amounting to much right now. Here, there's nothing that sticks out as like just straight up bad. I guess Dualcaster Mage is pretty bad. Yeah, I guess we take the Dualcaster Mage. I don't think there's... Helm of the Host is pretty expensive, but it is powerful once it gets going. Integrity Intervention is also kind of meh, but I think we'll take the Dualcaster. And here, Skyclave Cleric's okay. Wow, really, most of these cards are good. I guess the worst card is probably Perilous Myr. Golden Egg is also not super great, but I think Perilous Myr is worse. worse. So we'll take the Perilous Mirror. That is a colorless creature, so it helps with our mana a little bit. So we have, if we're trying to make sense of our deck now, we have kind of like an aggressive deck, I guess. Like, we do have some sort of hit our opponent for value plan going on here. Okay, so which is worse, Kazal's Fury or Merfolk Trickster? I do think those are the two worst in the pack. I think probably Merfolk Trickster's worse, because Kazal's Fury, again, it's a half land, half spell, so those are never terrible. Okay, well here, I think the option is definitely Pride of Conquerors. So we have kind of ended up in 3 colors instead of 5 colors, which is nice. Here, I don't know. None of these cards are really terrible. I guess the weakest is probably Dorat, I guess, because these two have some 1-drop potential. Here, Shepherd's probably the worst. And here, well, it'll be Deemworthy, I believe. And I think Swift Response is worse than Magma Quake. Magma Quake's actually a pretty good removal spell because it hits Planeswalkers too. So we've somehow ended up in just 3 colors, which is kind of insane. Well, if we were going to pick good cards, Scarab God is one of the best cards in the queue by a pretty huge margin. Veto's also nice, which the Moors I've been kind of impressed with, but for our purposes, Ministrant is pretty weak. Opt is just meh. You cut it from most decks, but I mean, it's not a bad card. Countless Gears Renegade's also not super great. And those are probably our options. Everything else here is pretty decent. So I think we're going to take the Ministrant of Obligation. I think that's the weakest card. Yeah, we'll take the Ministrant. Wilderness Wreck is powerful in the right kind of deck. I don't know. In our deck is bad, but I don't know if you would rightfully say that a card that was banned from Standard is actually a bad card. Wow, yeah, there's not many bad cards in this pack that I would just consider like actually bad. Chromatic Lantern's very good. I guess Inscription's kind of weak compared to the rest of the pack. So I guess we take Inscription. It's still a good card, but that pack was kind of stacked. Okay, here, let's see. The worst card would probably be Giant Killer's pretty bad. Chart of Course is good. Godfarer's Gift is actually a really good finisher in this cube, I found. Terramander can be good. Stitcher Supplier in the right deck can be good. I think we take Giant Killer. I think that's the worst card out of that pack. And here, Glorybound Initiate's good. Venerator Lockstone's good. Fibblethip is pretty meh in a cube deck, just because, again, there's just more powerful things to be doing than just cycling on turn 2. Exclusion Mage isn't terrible. It's not the best card, but I wouldn't... Which one of these is better? Fibblethip versus Exclusion Mage? I think it's one of those two. Return the Wild Speaker is also pretty meh. I think Return of the Wild Speaker is actually the worst card, which puts us in 4 colors, unfortunately, but that is what it is. Here, anything bad? Well, Aerial Responder is pretty bad. Night Veil Sprite has got to be the worst. This is probably the worst card in the cube. This card's just terrible. It's not great. So one of these two, I think, are the choices. So we'll go ahead and take the Night Veil Sprite. Valakut Awakening is very good. Turntimber Symbiosis is very good. What is the worst card out of this pack? Probably, I guess Reckless Rage is pretty bad if you don't have a way to be built around it, or if you have a feather. But I think outside of that, it's pretty bad, so we'll take that. And here, the worst card is probably Farrakha Spawn's pretty meh. Slitherblade's pretty meh. Probably Slitherblade. Yeah, it's gotta be Slitherblade. Slitherblade's pretty bad. I've been pretty impressed by all these cards. Tezzeret, Ox is actually great. Ulvenwald Hydra's pretty good if you have a land that you care about. Pact of Negation can be good. I think the worst card's probably Ancestral Blade. Worst card's gotta be Countless Gear Renegade, I think. Yeah, I think all these other cards are more powerful. Probably the worst card is Gutter Bones, I think. I think it's worse than everything else in the pack. I think we're actually gonna take the Fixing. Just nothing really bad in that pack, and we could use a little bit of Fixing here. Worst card... Again, I think it'd probably be... All of these cards are good. So I think we're going to take the Fixing, even though we really don't have anything to splash black for. There was nothing bad in that pack. Probably the worst. Okay, well, here it's Aerial Responder. We almost picked that the first time around, so not the best card in queue, for sure. It's basically a Vampire Nighthawk that has Vigilance instead of Death Touch, and Death Touch is a lot better than Vigilance in most, most cases, so not great. Here, well, I think Heroic Reinforcements is actually very powerful, so Call the Death Dweller's probably it. We would actually have really liked that Heroic Reinforcements in this deck, so it's a little sad we don't get it, but we gotta play by the rules here. So I think we're gonna try to stick in these 3 colors. You know, we have to just pick what we pick, but so far we've gotten kind of lucky and have picked mostly in red, white, and blue. Oh my god, Chandra. We could have had a disgusting red deck for sure. Chandra's so good. Probably, I would first pick this almost every time. It's hard to do better than Chandra. But for us, I've actually been really impressed with Insult to Injury, so I don't think... I might have picked that before I actually played the cube some, but I think, given the context, I think it's actually pretty bad. Or I think it's actually pretty good. I don't know. There's nothing super bad here. LC is pretty good. Spectral Sailor, I guess, isn't the best. I guess Spectral Sailor's the weakest piece here, so we'll take the Spectral Sailor. Skyclave, one of my favorite cards. Just a fantastic card. Always happy to pick it up, but won't be picking it up this time. Here it's probably something like the Honored Crop Captain, or maybe Fight as One. I guess Fight as One can be powerful in certain situations, but just in general, I guess it's not very good. So we'll take that. Ooh, Luminarch Aspirant. I've seen a lot of good cards we're passing by. Luminarch Aspirant is, I think, secretly one of the best cards in the cube. Just super, super, super punishing. Just makes games go out of control, you know, very, very quickly. And if your opponent can't answer it, it just wins the game by itself, which is ridiculous for a 2-mana spell. Here, though, I think probably Whisper? Maybe Whisper? Maybe Resilient Kinra actually is worse than Whisper. Yeah, I'm going to take the Resilient. I think that's actually the worst card. Nothing is especially bad. I guess Rishkar's Expertise isn't very good. Palaka Predation is not the best of these flip cards, but still a good card. Hanged Executioner's a little bit weak. I think it's better than Rishkar's Expertise, though, so take the Rishkars. See if we can wheel any of those any of those bad cards we might actually be able to play. Here, Saheeli is pretty weak. Yeah, I think the rest of this pack is better than Saheeli. Adonto Vanguard and Seasoned Halibut are actually fantastic aggressive creatures. And Beanstalk Giant's very good. Essence Capture's very good. Yeah, so all these cards are definitely more playable than Saheeli. Here, I think the worst card is probably Fragmentize, I guess. Pretty situational. Yeah, I guess we take the Fragmentize. Alright, worst card here has got to be... Slaughter Priest Amogus is pretty bad. Probably what we have to take here, even though, man, getting this Skycat or this Light Up the Stage or this Sea Dasher would actually be pretty good in our deck, but Slaughter Priest is not a great card, so we gotta pick it up. Here, these are actually all good cards. I guess Jaya's Immolating Inferno is pretty bad, actually, so we'll take that. These are actually all pretty decent cards. I think we're gonna take the Fixing again, the blue and white. And here, Honor Crop Captain or Experimental Frenzy. Experimental Frenzy is very good. I guess we take the Crop Captain, although that is, I mean, it's a decent card in an aggressive deck, but we'll take that. And I think our deck is kind of coming together here. We have some sort of Jeskai garbage deck. Just all the worst Jeskai cards. I wonder if that means I just value black and green cards a little higher. I'm not sure, but worst card here's got to be Whisper. But we're actually going to take the Glacial Fortress, just to give us some chance as far as mana goes. All good cards, so we'll just take the Triumph, which is actually the perfect Triumph for us anyway. But, oh man, I would love to take either of these. I think Essence Capture is the worst out of them. Man, that's brutal. I guess we take Spell Pierce. I don't think we're going to be playing Spell Pierce. Oh wow, we actually got a last pick Light Up the Stage. Well, hey, look, we got that gifted to us, all right. So we can't get blamed for that, right? So, all right, so we got to make some cuts here. So what is the worst of our worst cards? We are going to try to build as functional of a deck as we can. So first off, cut the gutter bones, because these are going to be our colors, red, white, and blue. What kind of strategy can we put together with this deck? We look like we're pretty aggressive. Like, that is one thing. A lot of the kind of not great cards just happen to be kind of low drop creatures, so we ended up with kind of an aggressive strategy. So if we go down the Inscription of Insight, go down... I kind of actually like Reconnaissance Mission in this deck. We do have like a number of kind of evasive threats here with the Slitherblade, Spectral Sailor. Get rid of the Spell Pierce. Do we have any use for Reckless Rage that we can actually make use of? Not really. It just pretty much kills everything we've got. So I think we get... I guess we have some creatures with 2 toughness. Or 3 toughness, rather. But I think... I don't know. I guess we get rid of that. How many legendary creatures slash planeswalkers do we actually have for this Jaya Assimilating Inferno? So we've got... Dorat's not legendary, even though it's got a legendary name. We've got... Oh, it's not looking good. Do we have any? I guess we have Riel and Saheeli are our only 2 legendary spells. Yeah, we gotta cut the Jaya. That was actually one of the more powerful cards in our deck in terms of just pure power level, but yeah, we can't play that. Umara Wizard is not bad as giving us an 18th land slash a spell, and we do have a good number of instants and sorceries slash wizards to turn it on. Essence Capture is going to be kind of hard to cast with our janky mana base, but it is, I mean, this is a much more creature-based cube than previous iterations of Arena Cube, which kind of felt more Planeswalker-based, in my opinion. So maybe we keep it, actually. Man, this is tough. Fragmentize, we can get rid of. I think we're actually going to cut 1 land. We do have a pretty low curve here, because this is actually a 4-drop. And then, you know, we have the top of our curve being mostly 3 and a couple 4s, and both of these that we can cycle, although this cycle is for 4, so... But this one we can cycle for 2, so I think we can actually cut a card here and run 16 lands plus Umara Wizards. I think go down the Rage Hound, go down the Shepherd of the Flock, go down the Dualcaster Mage, go down, I think, a Mountain is what we want to go down as far as lands, and I think this is our deck. So we have our poop deck here. It is very bad, but it does have sort of a theme going on. We do have this sort of like aggressive kind of go wide. Maybe we can jank out some wins with Pride of Conquerors. Maybe we can get in with like Slither Blades with like equipment on it and Reconnaissance Mission. I don't know. It's a long shot that we do anything good with this deck, but hey, it's, you know what? It's the season of giving, so we're gonna give some coins to Magic Arena and gave some good picks to our fellow drafters in the other draft. So let's head in the games and see how this this very questionable deck does. All right, here we go. Okay, up against Oncologon, and yeah, we'll keep this. We do have, I mean, this is kind of a curve, right? Okay, we're gonna need some red mana eventually, but I guess we could have flashed that in. There was no reason to play it there, so hopefully we're not punished for that. Uh-oh. Well, that's pretty painful. Although I guess that probably would have happened regardless. Okay, well, for all the trash I talked on Nightveil Sprite, that's a pretty good draw. We can scry our way into some... Oh my god. Okay, opponent is on red-green control. Well, you know what? Do we want a Dorat here? I guess we can... If they try to kill our Dorat, we can save it. So I think we'd rather do that than Riel, because Riel's going to have 0 power anyway. And we don't have any way to, like, discard cards at the moment, so... Gem Razor, sure. Guess that is a little annoying. Perilous Myr, okay. So if we fight as 1, this thing will get up to 3 power. Which isn't enough to get to the Gem Razor. So I think instead we're going to go Glacial Fortress and then Riel. Leave up the fight as 1. No attacks. Pass turn. We kind of want our opponent to try to use some removal here, so that we can... Oh, jeez. Okay. Hey, we picked that card too. Opponent passes. Yeah, the tough part about picking all bad cards is, turns out removal are mostly good cards. Yeah, we'll go Perilous Myr. I think we go ahead and play the Countless Gear Renegade. And we're waiting for one of our go-wide effects, or something of that nature, to help us out here. What you got, opponent? Phylath. Alright, well that makes things trickier. That's a lot of blockers. I think I'm going to light up the stage pre-combat. Well, that's a little bad. We're going to go to combat, attack with Dorat, attack with, sure, Countless Gear Renegade. Fight as one. Oh, that's a dwarf. Woo. Well, we're lucky they didn't block the Countless Gear Renegade. Okay, get the Gym Razor out of the way. So now we've got a threat in the air, and they've got a bunch of ground creatures, so that's something, right? And this Riel, hey, it's got 2 power now. What's up? Nessian Hornbeetle. Okay, that's going to get pretty big pretty quick. If they just attack with a Phylath, we can just swift response it. So I imagine they're not going to... Oh, geez. Cultivate's pretty good with a Phylath on the board. Yeah, pumping up the plants. They have a removal spell, too. Gosh, they do. Wow. Yeah, our opponent is just red-green removal, seems like. No... No blocks. Okay. Oh, Pride of Conquerors isn't bad. So we're going to go Swift Response this thing. Ministrant of Obligation. And pass the turn. We do have this Pride of Conquerors that might let us jank things out. It's a possibility, at least. Alright, turn Timber Symbiosis. What do you get, opponent? Playing good cards over there. The nerve. Alright, just an Incubation Druid, sure. So here we can go block, block. And I think we have to actually... kill 2 of these plants. So we're going to lose our Riel here. We were holding out hoping for a discard spell to draw some cards, but I think we actually have to not take the hit there. Sure. Get some triggers. Kill the plant. Oof. Land's not good. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Yeah, we're not going to... Yeah, we're going to scoop it up. Alright, we're dead here. Yeah. We don't have much ways to get back into things with this poopy deck, so on to the next game. Okay, up against K. Gibson, and sketchy, but I mean that's just our deck. I think. I don't think we're gonna mulligan into much better than this. I'm probably just gonna play the Umara Wizard as a tap land on turn 1, just to try to set up, I guess, an Essence Capture later on. Well, okay, we're gonna go. Now I kind of wish we had played the Plains first, because we could have played the Honor Crop Captain here. We can play it next turn. Okay, we'll go Crop Captain plus Spectral Sailor. Start getting in. We actually have this Arrestor Zeal, which actually looks pretty good with this Crop Captain, because they're going to be kind of priced into blocking our Crop Captain here, most likely. And if they tap the Tangle Floral Hedron, we can kill it with Swift Response. We would like another blue source. Another blue source would be really good here, actually. So we can put a +1/+1 counter on our Spectral Sailor. And Spectral Sailor does give us a card draw engine as well, so we can kind of leave up mana for Essence Capture / Arrestor Zeal and also draw cards if we don't want to use either of them. Look at our little deck coming together. Opponent's thinking about what to do. Okay. Sure. So that was the worst card we could have drawn, but we're going to go to combat, attack, see if they block with their Dryad. They don't. Okay. And I think we just... Do we want to draw a card? No, I think we want to eat the Floral Hedron. Song of Rayleigh. Alright. We're not scared about Song of Rayleigh. Do they have another 2-mana play? They can technically tap Thundering Rebuke. Alright, we can't save that with a Arrestor Zeal, unfortunately, so gotta let it go. Ooh, Nightveil Sprite's a pretty good draw. So, Nightveil Sprite, getting Crop Captain, pass the turn. We're gonna hold on to this Arrestor Zeal because it gives us evasion. We can, like, make this Honor Crop Captain a flyer and hit our opponent for 7 out of nowhere. That's pretty good. Is this it? Did we just need our opponent to mulligan to 5 to have a chance? Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh man, if we had another blue source here, we would be so... We would actually be in pretty good shape. Alright, 4 mana. Chandra. Ugh, we can't actually save our creatures. I imagine they just killed a Nightveil Oh, okay. What are they going to spend 2 mana on? Elvish Rejuvenator. Okay. We might just kill the Chandra here, even though that is our like easiest path to victory is using this pump. Oh, okay. Hold on a second. So, what can we do here? So we can make it a 5 power. That gives this 6, 7. So this will be 3. So 5, 8. Ah, we can get them down to 2 life. Maybe that's what we do, and just hope they don't have anything. I think that's what we got to do. Put them down to 2 life. Attack our opponent. Ignore the Chandra. Definitely put that in the graveyard. Alright, put our opponent down to 2, and we have 2 flyers here, so if they Chandra and just kill one of our flyers, then, you know, we can hopefully Merfolk Trickster to, like, get something out of the way. I imagine they just kill the Dorat, because that's the scariest threat. Come on, come on. We could have killed the Chandra there, but I think putting our opponent down to 2 is more important. Whoa! Okay. They just exiled the card off the top of their deck. Rada doesn't do it! Oh my god, we actually won with this deck. Oh my god! Oh, wow. The worst deck in the history of Arena Cube. And we actually got Fidus one, so we would have won anyway. So even if our opponent did, I think the correct play for them there was to minus Chandra and blow up the Dorat and just hope we didn't have any way to pump up this Nightveil Sprite and they could find a removal spell for it. But even if they had done that, they were dead because we could have gone fight as one, pump this Nightveil Sprite up to 2 power, and then killed them. So, wow, that was... I can't believe we actually won with this deck. Holy crap. What an unexpected win, and against Chandra Torch Defiance, who I might even say is the best card in the entire cube, and we took it down anyway. Heck yeah. Alright. Jeskai, terrible cards. Maybe the secret sauce to cube. Alright. Sweet. Alright, fresh off our totally deserved win, we are going up against Screaming Hippo, and I mean, we got Nightveil Sprite, our secret weapon, the boss monster of our deck. Total new respect for Nightveil Sprite. Yeah, okay. Play the Nightveil Sprite. We did draw the Triumph, so that'll get us to the rest of the spells in our deck as far as mana goes. Okay, so we're gonna go attack. See if our opponent's got something to kill our Nightveil Sprite with here. Seal away. Okay, sure. We still do get the Scry off, so that's something. Or Umara Wizard. That is that will be able to fly, right? That might be one of the more powerful cards in our deck, actually. I would normally just dumpster this, but maybe we actually want to play the Umara Wizard. That is a pretty good way to just kill our opponent with some flying damage, so... Okay, I'm going to keep it. Don't know if that's right or not, but we're going to go Ragavu Triome, pass the turn. We have a Deemworthy set up next turn. We can go Deemworthy into Umara Wizard. The most powerful plays. Yeah, we'll just pass the turn. I think it's better than playing the Renegade here for no reason. Is our opponent on, like, mono-white control? Oh, they're on blue-white control. They're just missing blue mana. Okay. We're probably just going to cycle this Deemworthy no matter what here. Even if they don't play anything for us to shock. Because we can't just shock their face, so... Shock and draw a card isn't the worst thing for 4 mana. Oh, I guess that only hits creatures. Whoops. Okay, well, lesson learned. Okay, we're going to play our secret weapon, Umara Wizard. And pass turn. Does it survive? Well, yeah, so far it is. This Giant Killer's actually not bad. And we can, if we draw a land, we can play the Sigil Sword of Valoron and slap it on our Umara Wizard and start going to town. It'll probably die, but hey, Illyrio's enraptured. Okay. Land, land, land. Land, land, land. Give us that land. Ah, that's not a land. Alright, here... I think we're going to go Dorat. And... I think we're actually just going to Pride of Conquerors here. Pride of Conquerors. Buff up the boys, give our Umara Wizard flying. Get in for a bunch of damage. Pass the turn, and our Dorat stays pumped up. So maybe we can chain together enough spells here to to beat our opponent down in the air with this Umara Wizard. I think we want to wait on the Sigil Sword of Valoron until we have the mana to play it and also equip it. I think we want to get in for the damage while we can there. Alright, well Skyclave's going to eat the Dorat, sure. They may not have any targets for this Giant Killer, kind of awkwardly. Alright, I'm going to get in for one. Okay. Instant Sorcery or Wizard, huh? We can't really... Okay, we're going to go Saheeli and play the Countless Gear Renegade for no value. And no attacks. Still waiting on... If we have one more mana, we can go Sigiled Sword plus equip it to Umara Wizard, get in, start making some tokens. Go ahead and hit our Saheeli. Makes a 4/4 flyer, not bad. But we actually have a good answer to that. So we're going to go Giant Killer, kill you. Give our Umara Wizard flying, make a 1/1, and hit our opponent. And we actually, I mean, we can make these token copies copy our Umara Wizard, actually. So we could potentially kill our opponent in the air pretty easily here. So something for our opponent to watch out for. We can flash in the Spectral Sailor too, which can start drawing his cards. And is a pretty good target to slap the Sigiled Sword on as well. I think we are going to trade here. Because this Spectral Sailor does double duty for our opponent. Being... Okay, well... I was going to say, being both a blocker for our Umara Wizard eventually. Wow, if our opponent... It's possible we just win here. If we draw an instant or sorcery and our opponent doesn't have a blocker... Ah, we didn't draw it. Man, even a land would have been better than freaking Perilous Myr. Alright, so we're going to go... We need to play the Giant Killer, so we're going to go Giant Killer... And... I still think we want to hold on to the Sigiled Sword as a secret weapon. Maybe we just play it. You know what? We'll just play it. And we could make with the token a copy of Umara Wizard and just get one of their creatures out of the way. I think we'll wait. No attacks. Pass turn. When it draws a card, sure. Man, if we had drawn one land anytime in like the past 5 turns, I feel like we would have been in pretty good shape. Vanishing Light. All right, there goes our Sigiled Sword. Okay, they're more scared of that than the Umara Wizard. Interesting. Well, we're still in... I mean, we're still... Okay, they're going to play the Hypnotic Sprite, sure. But we're still... If we have a instant or sorcery, if they attack with their Spectral Sailor again and we draw an instant or sorcery, we just win. Okay. Yep. Because we can go... Oh my gosh! Okay, what we have to do here is... We have to assume we're going to hit an untapped land, so... Copy the Umara Wizard... Play Light Up the Stage. If we hit an untapped land here, we just win, because we can use Giant Killer to tap down their Hypnotic Sprite. Come on. Yes! Play the Plains, tap down the Flyer, and we're... Oh my gosh, is this going to happen? We're going to hit our opponent in the air for 8? Please. Please! Come on. Come on. No! Oh, come on. Alright, not quite, not quite. Ugh. Okay. Dang, that was it. That was the turn. Jeez. We at least made them use their Into the Royal without drawing a card, so that's a small victory. That's something. Wow, okay. Gonna draw a couple cards for 7 mana. Actually not a bad thing to do in their current state. Kind of seems like they're out of action otherwise. Let's see if they end up attacking with their Spectral Sailor. They might just hold everything back to block. Probably the right thing to do. Wow! What? Is our opponent crazy? What are they... Okay, that's not a bad spell. So we're going to go Mountain. Alright, we're going to tap down the token and get in with everything. Do they have something? Okay. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. We still hit them for 2, and that means this Perilous Myr, if they don't have some way to non-destruction removal it, This is just going to kill him, because it deals 2 damage to any target, even a player. So, they can let it through 1 turn, but that's it. Ancestral Blade, sure. So they got 2 turns here, and if we find a way to kill our own Perilous Mer, then it's just over. They can't attack with ground creatures. Yeah. The opponent's looking at it like, oh god, what do I do? If they play this Brazen Borrower, we can just eat it too. If they play the Brazen Borrower, we actually just win, because we can put the +1/+1 counter on Perilous Mer, and then they can't even just let it through. Opponent's thinking long and hard. Alright, hits us in the air. Honored Crop Captain, does that change anything? No, I don't think so. So we're going to go to combat. Attack with Perilous Mer. Okay, opponent lets it through. And I think we're actually going to go... Yeah, we're going to go Honored Crop Captain, and we're going to hold back Giant Killer and Essence Capture. Essence Scatter, okay, well. Sure. Pass turn. We are just going to Essence Capture this Brazen Borrower. Wow, they're just going to draw a card? Okay. Alright, opponent, what do you got? You're dead this turn. You gotta have a way to gain some life, or to get rid of our Perilous Mer without killing it. Not good options. Wow, okay. Drawing cards. Drawing cards. They're desperately looking. I mean, they could have, like, Settle the Wreckage. Well, we are gonna just... The lifelink makes us want to counter that, and I think that's game. I think that's game. Good game. Oh my goodness. Yep, opponent hits us. Go ahead. We could have just tapped down the Mangara anyway, but whatever. We might as well rub it in a little bit. Tap down the Ancestral Blade. Combat, attack. And ladies and gentlemen, that is game. Woo! Hit our opponent for 2. I cannot believe we're winning with this deck. That's 2 wins. I mean, hey. Alright, on to the next one. Jeskai, bad stuff. Getting it done. Alright, up against Eager Cadet with our very special Jeskai deck. And this actually, I mean, Dorat plus Reconnaissance Mission, that's basically a 2-card combo, right? So we will, and we actually got perfect mana this game too. Golden Egg. Alright, so we're up against, looks like blue-white controller or something. Play Dorat. Hit our opponent. Fast turn. We can play Saheeli next turn. Oh, we might want to light up the stage instead. Yeah, I think we attack, see what happens, see if it gets eaten or something. Okay. We are going to light up the stage while we have the chance to do so for 1 mana. And there's almost nothing we can hit here that we can't cast, so, okay, well, Island, pass turn. So if our opponent plays a creature here, we get to eat it. That's not a creature. Alright. At least it's just a bounce and not like an actual removal spell. Well, we at least... Ooh, no. Yeah, I don't know why our opponent just ran that into that Essence Capture, but I'm not going to complain. So here, do we want to just get down the Reconnaissance Mission? I think we do. Play the Reconnaissance Mission, because Dorat has haste, so we're not really losing anything by just playing that now. And now next turn we can go, like, Saheeli plus Dorat. Okay, well, Elder Gargaroth changes things. I don't know if we have anything that can beat Elder Gargaroth. That might actually just beat our whole entire deck, but... So we're gonna go... Night Veil Sprite... Dorat... No attacks. I guess we just have to grow this Dorat big enough to get past the Elder Gargaroth, which isn't the most impossible thing in the world with a Sigiled Sword of Valoron. No blocks. Oh, Swift Response would be good against most big creatures, but not this one. So I think we go Saheeli, pump up Dorat, Sigiled Sword of Valoron, make a 1/1, pump up Dorat, and pass the turn. No attacks. So, And we have one more. And we have one more instant or sorcery we can make this Dorat big enough to trade with the Elder Gargaroth. So that's something. And our opponent, I imagine, is going to attack with this Brazen Borrower, which we can Swift Response, so that might be our last instant or sorcery we need. Yeah, okay. Saheeli is down. No blocks. Yeah, Elder Gargaroth. Wow, okay. Well, our opponent's drawing some cards, but we'd rather them do that than to actually affect the board. So here we're going to Swift Response, kill the Brazen Borrower, pump up our Dorat, Sigiled Sword, equip our Dorat, and, yeah, get in for 6. Make a 2-2 that's attacking. Okay, our opponent's going to actually trade for it. We're okay with this, because the Sigiled Sword sticks around, and we still get to draw a card off of this Knight. This is kind of working. Okay, we'll play Glacial Fortress and pass turn. And we've got this fight of 1 up to potentially save our bacon if our opponent has some kind of wrath here. Is this a human Knight? No, it's just a Knight. So I guess we'd only save our Night Veil Sprite, but that's something at least. We'll probably just equip up this Sigiled Sword. It depends on what our opponent puts down here, but our Night Veil Sprite's already going to be target 1, so we'll probably put the sword on something else. Oh, dear God. Alright, so we got to kill our opponent quick here, which is not exactly our forte, but we will go Sigiled Sword. Yeah, we're gonna put it on the littlest creature here. Kind of spread out our threats a bit. We do get to draw 3 cards here. I guess 4 actually. We don't want any more lands. Draw 4 cards. And, wow, Restor Seal is actually not bad. So we'll go Ancestral Blade, Countless Gear Renegade, which is just going to be a 2-2. And pass a turn. See if we can get this thing done. We got a lot of power on the board. Imagine our opponent... Man, none of these are humans, are they? That's a little rough. But we can save at least one of our creatures if our opponent decides to blow everything up. Opponent's scrying, sure. That will get them to approach quicker, but unless they have a Wrath, I don't think it's going to quite do the trick. Uh-oh. I don't know what takes this much mana, but it can't be good. Ondu Inversion. Okay, so we're going to go fight as 1. What do we want to save here? I guess the Night Veil Sprite? Yeah. They're brutal, because this gets rid of our Sigiled Sword as well. Well, we had to go for it. Ondu Inversion's the one thing that really blows us out there. Even just a creature wipe wouldn't be too bad, but getting rid of our Sigiled Sword and also our Reconnaissance Mission is pretty brutal. Okay. Spectral Sailor's not terrible, so we're going to attack with Night Veil Sprite. Deem Worthy. I don't think we want the Deem Worthy. And play a Mountain and pass turn, and we can Spectral Sailor and draw a couple cards. But our opponent is getting pretty close to the approach of the Second Sun, which is gonna kill the living crap out of us. Sky Sovereign, okay. Search for his oh, yeah, they're 3 cards away. Oy. One hits us for 2, sure. Spectral Sailor. Draw a card. Okay. Draw a card. Not really what we wanted to see. Giant Killer, huh? Alright, we're gonna go play a land. This can make a token for 4, so it can make 1 token. I think we hope they block with it, so we're gonna attack with both here. If they block with the Skycat Sovereign, we can actually kill it with the Arrestor Zeal. Perilous Myrrh, no. Brutal. Yeah, I think we just take it. Play Umara Wizard. Play Ministrant. And play Giant Killer. Pass turn. Skycat's actually one of the worst things for us here, for sure. Okay, that's gonna do it. All right, we can't win from here. We were pretty dead anyway with the approach the second sun coming, but overwhelming splendor means there's literally nothing in our deck that we can draw to get us out of this. So, okay. So we almost, I don't know, we felt like we were close. I think this Ondu Inversion, if this had just been like a Wrath of God, I feel like we would have actually won. But Ondu Inversion particularly got us pretty good there. Woof. All right, on to the next one. All right, up against Magic Prophet, and we will keep this. A little short on lands, but that's okay. We can play this Nightveil Sprite, the absolute best card in Cube, and scry our way into some lands. Maybe I was too hard on Nightveil Sprite. I'm actually always happy to see it in our opening hand. Every single time. Alright, run out the Nightveil Sprite. Still no land, which is a little concerning. If we miss our land drop next turn, it's going to be a little rough. We might have to, like, cycle this Reconnaissance Mission, which actually, I mean, Reconnaissance Mission is one of the stronger cards in our deck, so I don't know if we ever actually want to cycle it. Once upon a time, okay. Opponent just grabs a land. Okay, I actually don't. I guess the one good thing about running all bad cards is our opponent doesn't have anything good to Thoughtseize. We'll see what they take. Maybe they take the Reconnaissance Mission? I don't know. I guess Sigiled Sword is probably the single scariest card. Just in terms of, like, raw power. Yeah, okay, so that's what they end up taking. Okay, opponent is very deliberately thinking. Okay, they're going to keep whatever's on top. Ooh, we didn't draw lands. Alright, I think we're going to attack with Nightveil Sprite, see if there's a land on top. There is. So do we want to cycle the Reconnaissance Mission? I don't think so. I think we're just gonna pass. As brutal as this is, Dryad, sure, like to play an additional land. I think we gotta play this Reconnaissance Mission. I think it's just the best card in our deck almost. Okay. Land. Attack with Nightveil Sprite. Okay, leave the mountain on top. That means Reconnaissance Mission next turn. Aerial Responder. So we got the flyers going here. We would have liked to leave up our fight as one, because now we're all tapped out for our opponent to kill our dudes. Okay, Escape to the Wilds. Ooh, there's a Niv-Mizzet. That's not good. We don't have a good way to get past a Niv-Mizzet, unfortunately. I think we just got a Reconnaissance Mission here and just draw some cards while we can. Is going to be our game plan. Because next turn they're Niv-Mizzeting, which will not be good for us. Okay. Play Reconnaissance Mission. Get in for 3. Haha! Take that, Niv-Mizzet. We do get to scry too, as well. I just don't know if we have a removal spell for Niv-Mizzet is the problem. And a 6/6 flyer. Pretty good against us. Put the land in the graveyard. Draw a couple cards. Deem-worthy. Ugh. I guess eventually Deem-worthy. I guess with one more land we can Deem-worthy their Niv-Mizzet. Okay. So let's see if we draw a land this turn. If we do, we can blow up the Niv-Mizzet and go to town. Sure, Niv-Mizzet. He's back. And they're getting... Okay, a Wrath is kind of rough. Come on, land. Land. If we force them to Finality just to get rid of our 2 flyers, that's pretty good anyway. I guess, but if we Deem-worthy the Niv-Mizzet, they can get it back with Find. Ugh. Yeah, I think we still have to, though. Just so we can try to push through as much damage as we possibly can. Maybe we wait... I don't know. See, if we just, like, build up our board to try to, like, do one big attack before we kill the Niv-Mizzet, then they just Finality and wipe our board. But if we kill the Niv-Mizzet first, then they use Find to get the Niv-Mizzet back and recast it. So, kind of damned if we do, damned if we don't. I think the better option is to kill the Niv-Mizzet, get in some damage, draw some cards, make them feel like they... Okay, whatever. Scavenging Ooze. Oh yeah, perfect draw. So we get to go Deemworthy on the Nib Mizzet. Hit our opponent, draw 2 more cards. Don't need an island. Draw. Draw. Swift response. Okay. If only we had a way to tap the Nib Mizzet, but the problem is here they can immediately recast the Nib Mizzet. They can go find, get back Niv, cast it, and we have the same problem. Whoa, they're gonna rankle? Okay. Not what I expected. Sure. No blocks. We can swift response the rankle. Okay, opponent makes a 1/1 to sacrifice. We'll sacrifice the Night Veil Sprite. I think we've done enough scrying. Ooh, Dorat. Okay. So we're gonna go Dorat. Yeah, we got a pretty good play here, actually. Dorat, Swift Response, Rankle. Hit our opponent. Let's see. We can't win here, can we? So that's... It'll be a 5, 6, 7. No, we can't quite win. So we're going to attack our opponent for 4. And plan to fight as one to save our... I guess fight as one doesn't actually save our creatures, does it? Draw and draw. Yeah, in turn. So we can't fight as one to save our creatures, but we can arrest their zeal to save our Dorat if they do finality here. So that's something. But I imagine instead of finality, they'll just find back their Rankle and their Nib Mizzet. But I guess we'll see. Sure. Opponent's just going to gain some life back. I guess they are going to finality. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They got to do it now. Are they just gonna... They ate their Nib Mizzet? Whoa. Okay. I don't know what our opponent's up to. They're just gonna gain a bunch of life and start hitting us with the Scavenging Ooze? And a Rajmi. Okay. Okay. This Dorat might get there. Okay. Opponent... What we're gonna do here is block and fight as one. And what this does is, it's going to put a +1/+1 counter on our Dorat and also save us some life. Because our plan here is just try to win this turn if we can. Ugh, doesn't look like we can. We can go Saheeli. So it'll be 6. Arrestor Zeal on the Dorat. And that's Xaxes. Oh my god, did we actually get there with Xaxes? Woo! We did! We beat the Nib Mizzet deck. Holy oh my gosh. Man, this is like the little deck that could. I kind of... Oh man, we're just barely scraping together these wins with this deck, but it's every time we do, it's so much fun. So, wow. Alright, Jeskai, bad cards. It's not the worst deck ever. It can actually win some games. All right. So sweet. Okay, up against Joshes, and I guess we keep this. Not the most impactful hand, but I don't know what we would be throwing it back for. I'm really afraid to mulligan with this deck because there's just no powerful cards to mulligan into. You know, when we're going down cards, that is a pretty huge hit because we don't have any way to catch up with our extremely low power level crap. So, Ancestral Blade. We are going to try to actually play this Umara Wizard. I've been impressed with Umara Wizard as just like a creature. So, alright, opponent's Once Upon a Timing. Probably going to get their other color. Blast Zone, okay. Interesting. Alright, we will attack our opponent. We are just going to play this Renegade. If they want to Blast Zone to blow up our 2/2 that's okay. We're okay with this. Because that'll be going down a land and using their whole turn just to kill 2... Okay, Oracle Moldiah. That we're not super okay with. So we're going to go Island, go to Combat, Attack. Opponent takes it. Play Slitherblade. And pass turn. I mean, we can put this Ancestral Blade on the Slitherblade if they... Or actually, I guess we won't have the Ancestral Blade anymore if they blow up Blast Zone. So I was thinking for some reason that we'd lose the token instead of the blade, but other way around. Yep, okay. Dead, dead, dead. And Lotus Field, sure. So there are Field of the Dead deck running Lotus Field. I don't know about that plan. Come on, red mana. Ugh, Perilous Mir. Well, we do get to go combat, attack. If they want to block with our Oracle here, we can arrest her. Okay, sure. Get the Oracle off the battlefield. So this Field of the Dead is far, far away. And Perilous Mir. Pass the turn. Well, they got more mana than God. Man, we really need a red source so we can fire off the slide up the stage. And I'd feel a lot better about where we're at. They're about 1,000,000 years away from this Field of the Dead, but they don't have 5 mana, you know, they've got 7 mana with this Lotus Field, so it's a little deceptive. Bastion of Remembrance, okay. Not what I expected to see out of this deck. And a Gaunty. Well, joke's on you, opponent! What you gonna take out of the worst cube deck of all time? Yeah, didn't see that coming, did you? Whatever you're looking at, you gotta be like, what in the world? I can't think of anything he's happy to see. Sigiled Sword, interesting. Ugh, we're 1 mana short on that, so I think we're gonna Morrow Wizard instead. But what we're gonna do is go to combat, attack with Slitherblade, play Morrow Wizard. Man, if we could just get red mana for the slide up the stage, we'd be in such good shape. Okay, Bolus Citadel, that's scary. But they are at a pretty low life total. Whoa, okay. Play the Black Bloom Rogue, which we're not too terribly afraid of. Well, never kind of sucks, but now they're at 6 life. That's something, right? Gutterbones. Saheeli, what are you doing here? I think we just play the Sigiled Sword and plan to equip it to Slitherblade next turn. It's kind of showing our hand, but they're at such a low life total. I think we're actually going to attack with the Perilous Mir too. We want their life to be as low as possible here. They do get to gain a life from this Bastion of Remembrance, but then we get to hit them for 2 as well. Spectral Sailor, okay. So that's what they stole off of our deck. Sigiled Sword, and I mean, we got a pretty fast clock going here. We consistently have been 1 mana short of playing and equipping the Sigiled Sword in the same turn. It's been pretty... Oh gosh. Okay, they're at the Field of the Dead part of the game. So, if they find a removal spell for Slitherblade, it's going to start getting pretty difficult. Okay. It's just a random thing out of our graveyard. Let's make it 2/2. So I guess their plan is to race us here. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we just take it. We don't want them to gain life by trading with their Gutterbones. Ministrant. Gosh, we're just 1 mana short. Yeah, we're gonna go for it. Slitherblade. Do you have a removal spell? Attack for 3. They do get to gain a life back, thanks to it making this token here, because I get to just throw a zombie in front of it and drain this for 1. But that still leaves them as dead next turn, so this is all we can really do. Sure. Draw a card. Opponent's down to 2. And we can chump here. If our opponent plays some like big hasty threat or something, we can throw this 1/1 in front of it. That's why we didn't do it last turn, because just blocking 2 damage is whatever. Opponent needs a removal spell this turn. Unfortunately, they do have a lot of hits at it. Okay, that's not it. Oh my goodness, are we actually going to beat this deck? It's looking like it. Alright, well it all comes down to this turn anyway, so we might as well block. Down to 5. Did we actually win? Oh my goodness, and we actually got the fight as 1 too, so they're double dead. Ooh, oh my gosh. Yep. But it blocks, but they're dead, and that is game. Wow! This deck just keeps getting there, man. This deck, I cannot believe. Man, I just can't believe it. Wow. All right. On to the next one. We're officially at a winning record, I believe. So no matter what happens from here, this deck has just completely overperformed for literally being the worst cube deck we could possibly build. Jeez. All right. Gosh. All right, up against GEB, and yikes. I think we keep this, but this is showing the pain of Lotus Field and a deck that's not really set up to take advantage of it, because this is pretty god awful in our hand. Warkite Marauder, sure. Play Spectral Sailor. Do we want to trade? I guess we'll go Island, Perilous Mer. I don't think we want to trade with the Marauder, so we'll just let him hit us with it. All right, opponent hits us. Yep, we are so hit. All right, and how do we want to do this? I guess we'll go to combat first, just in case they have something where we want to use this Pride of Conquerors. And I guess we... Yeah. Lotus Field. Blow up our lands, pass turn. This puts us in the position to potentially deem worthy this Warkite Marauder if they leave it back to block, or otherwise just play Reconnaissance Mission. Okay, Atris, pretty good card. Jeez. I think we try to trick them. We put the commit on top and the 2 cards on bottom. See if they'll take the 2 cards. Yes! Ha 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 ha! Mwahaha! Alright. We outskilled them. Right, so do we want to... I think we just Reconnaissance Mission here. Is this combat damage? Yeah. So we're gonna go... Island Reconnaissance Mission. And our opponent, if they do block with the Atris here, we can just blow up the Atris, I guess. Maybe we blow up the Warkite Marauder, actually, but... Either way, we get some value out of it, so... We either get to draw a card or they lose a creature. Sure. We'll blow up the Marauder. Oh, they changed places. Oh, man, I wanted to blow up the Marauder. Oh, well. I guess we can deem worthy it, so not all is lost, but that's a little annoying. They, like, swapped places real quick. Wow, they're gonna just keep hitting us anyway, so maybe we got nothing to worry about. Ooh, Riel combined with deem worthy is pretty cool, but we're gonna go Plains, attack with Spectral Sailor. Sure, so put on full control. It won't let me put on full control. But we're gonna Deemworthy, kill the Thrix. Hit our opponent, draw a card. Yep. Oh, Aerial Responder's good. That'll give us a way to gain some of this life back from this Warkite Marauder. Just slamming us every turn. Pride of Conquerors is kind of a non-bow with... What was that? Oh, Liliana. Well, there goes the Spectral Sailor. Wow. Our opponent's gonna make a discard a card. We'll discard a Plains? No, we'll discard an Island. Opponent hits us. Doesn't hit us. Giant Killer, huh? Alright, we're gonna go... Oh, we can't do both. I wanted to Riel and Aerial Responder, but I guess we can't. So how close are we to getting Pride of Conquerors turned on? We're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not really close at all. I think we go Riel, because this is going to force our opponent to kill it. I guess we can do both. I don't know what I was talking about. And play the Aerial Responder. And no attacks. So this way, our opponent pretty much has to kill the Riel with their Liliana, unless they have another removal spell, I guess. But that means they can't, because if they just tick up and make its discard... Oh, Ruin Crab. Okay, we don't really have a way to kill that Ruin Crab, so we're going to have to kill our opponent pretty quick here. Okay, I had to kill the Aerial Responder. Interesting. Sure. Slitherblade. Okay, we're gonna go Slitherblade. I think we're gonna hold on to this Pride of Conquerors. Actually, this gives us a chance to kill the Ruin Crab. So what we're gonna do here is attack the Liliana, and if they block and block, we can Pride of Conquerors and kill the crab. And the crab is gonna kill us if we don't get rid of it. Okay, we're gonna do it. If they have a removal spell, it sucks, but we're gonna try to get this crab off the board. Okay. And we will go Slitherblade. So that was a pretty good deal. I mean, we got both the Liliana. Okay, well, this does get to eat our Slitherblade, but we actually get to kill the Voracious Great Shark too. I was wondering if we should just play this giant killer as a creature, but you know what? We're gonna do this. All right, and pass a turn. And we're kind of in good shape here. I don't dislike where we're at. Opponent hits us. Sure, but we can draw some cards. I imagine the plan here is just going to be to memory. Playcrafter. Looks like they chose the Warkite Marauder. Okay, we're gonna choose the Riel then. I guess we want to keep drawing cards, so attack with Spectral Sailor. Draw a card. Ooh, Night Veil Sprite's pretty good. So Plains, Night Veil Sprite, and Giant Killer. And now if our opponent memories, we're going to benefit pretty well from it as well. And we even got an extra draw with a Spectral Sailor. Okay, okay. Whew, okay. It's pretty tense. Pretty tense. I imagine they just got to fire off this memory. Wow, they're not going to do it. Okay, they're just going to hard draw with Castle Locked. That might be better. Maybe. Hard to say. They can't do both, unfortunately, for them. Oh, Hostage Taker. Man. What a freaking draw. Well, there goes their Spectral Sailor, I'm guessing. Can't take the Reconnaissance mission. Well, we do get to draw a card, at least. That is brutal, because they just get to instantly cast our Spectral Sailor. Hit us for 3 with Playcrafter. Yeah. Okay, well, we're gonna go to combat. Attack with Night Veil Sprite. Definitely mill the land. Draw a card. Sigiled Sword is pretty good, so we're gonna play the Sigiled Sword. We need to play it because they can flash in this memory, or rather, just play the memory. So we don't want to just hold it in our hand and try to play it all next turn like we usually would. Sure, Spectral Sailor. We are just gonna tap down the Playcrafter. Opponent hits us for 3. And nothing? Alright, well, we're gonna cycle. Ooh, Arrestor Seal is not bad, so equip the Night Veil Sprites. Attack. Make a token. Uh-oh. Something's happening. But we already attacked, so we're gonna be able to make a token regardless. What are they doing? Nimble Obstructionist. Okay, we can actually Arrestor Zeal to beat this thing in combat, so that's okay. Ancestral Blade. Let's see, so we're gonna Arrestor Zeal. I guess we'll take the Ancestral Blade, because we're gonna draw it this turn, so. Alright, Arrestor Zeal. Pump our dude up so that it survives this combat, and then we get to draw a card. You know what? Maybe we shouldn't have kept the Ancestral Blade, because I think we actually need to leave up Giant Killer here. And wow, they actually drew a Fatal Push. That's insane. What a top deck. Alright, well, they got us. We still do get to draw a card. Now we especially need to leave up this Giant Killer, though. Yep, pass turn. We need to tap down this Nimble Obstructionist. Ooh, we're getting pretty low on life. Oh, okay. Well, I just accidentally skipped through pre-combat, so that's not good. Yeah, I was too busy doing the math in my head. Well, down to 1. We should be down to 4, but we're down to 1 instead. Jeez. Okay, well, let's see. I guess we equip up Giant Killer. Not sure there's anything we can draw here that saves us, but we will attack. I guess we would have been dead anyway. I don't know. Pretty brutal punt. Draw, draw. Need a flyer. No flyer. And anything we can do? Alright. And we'll scoop it up. Ugh. Brutal. I think we were dead anyway, but we should have had 3 more life there. Anyway, this deck ended up being way better than expected. For picking literally the worst cards in every pack, we actually had a winning record here. 4 wins and 3 losses, so let's claim our prize. And yeah, we just got some gems, but that's okay. So anyway, this has been this has been 2D with a very special cube draft, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching because this was a pretty fun draft to play. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.